All right, we are now ready to go ahead and begin the Duke portion of the press conference. If we could start with a opening statement from Coach Scheyer, please.
Well, for us, the preparation for this game started with great respect for Scott Drew, his program, you know, how good of a coach he is, his coaching staff, their players, they have really good talent. So for us, to win by this margin, I think speaks to the level of killer instinct that our guys have, the competitiveness and the connectivity. You know, I thought guys did a great job. Last two games, my math is right, you know, we have, I think, 38-8 assisted turnovers. You know, obviously that's a big deal. I may be off by one. If I am, tell me. Am I off? I'm off by one, I think. Yeah. 39. Even better. Even better. But I thought, you know, again, Cooper back, you know, these last couple games, he's had a great way about him. And then Tyrese, I mean, look, it's the shots. I mean, big-time shot making. But I think he's just been competitive and great leader, setting the tone every day with what we're doing. And so really proud of this win. Sweet 16 sounds great. We know it's a quick turnaround, but we're going to enjoy this one tonight and then get back to it.
All right, at this time, we're going to open the floor for questions for student athletes. Go to fourth row first and then there, and then we'll go over here.
Rod Baxley, Fayetteville Observer. Cooper, how do you describe what you saw from Tyrese tonight in these last few games?
Yeah, I mean, I think when Tyrese plays with the type of confidence that he's been playing with, I mean, really, this whole second half of the season is just really good for our team. I mean, he's just such a talented player, such a weapon for us when he's, you know, being confident and looking for a shot.
Okay, in the front row.
Royal Howell, the Juice Network. Tyrese, this question's for you. Just talk about that killer instinct. I think this is the most three-pointers a player's made since 2001. That team won a national championship also. But just speak on just that killer instinct that you have and just coming out with the dog mentality.
I think it's just my preparation, just behind the scenes, putting in the work and trusting myself. And, I mean, when I'm on the court, just playing free and you know, just having fun out there, just trying to cherish every moment I get with these guys and just having fun.
Okay, Jaden in the fifth row, and then you're going right behind him.
Hi, Tyrese. Dan Walken from USA Today. You know, I know your first couple years at Duke, you've had some ups and downs. I was just curious, you know, sort of how you maintained your level of, you know, commitment to the program, maybe not wanting to, you know, try something else, you know, and just going all in with this group and having the belief that it was going to, you know, click for you at this level.
I think from a young age, I've never been the person to sort of jump off a ship in a sense. Just trusting myself, obviously trusting Coach Scheyer and the program here. But I mean, everyone's on a different journey, and whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, just making sure, you know, I'm level-headed and always trying to get better every day.
Okay, on the edge here, one row back, and then we'll get David.
Tyrese, according to NCAA stats, you joined some rare company with Coach Scheyer. You're the first Duke player to shoot a hit 5 plus 3
pointers. They don't think I can play at all. Can you say that one more time?
First Duke player to make 5 plus 3 pointers in back-to-back NCAA tournament games.
What was the question?
Since 2010. How does that make you feel knowing that you joined Coach Scheyer?
I mean, it feels great. Everyone's been calling him White Mike for the past 2 weeks. But no, I'm just really proud of our group and proud of the way we came out and responded in that second half.
Okay, standing up back there, David. There you go.
Tyrese, David Teal with the Virginia Pilot. It's a 35-30 game with about 3-4 minutes to go in the first half, and you guys close on a 12-0 run. What kicked into gear there to get you guys some separation?
Definitely the things we spoke about pregame, just rebounding and playing defense. I mean, when we stick to our defense, stick to our habits, we're a really hard team to score on. And, I mean, once we started getting loose balls and rebounds, we could push in transition and play our offense.
Okay, go to Aaron right in there.
Aaron Beard with the AP. This is for you, Tyrese. You were 0 for 10 in your first 2 games in the ACC tournament from 3. I'm curious, when you were shooting in those games, did it feel good at the time? Did you have to tweak anything, like a reminder of something foundational with your shot? Or is this just sometimes the way it gets going? Yeah,
I mean, it's just the way it's the way it goes. Obviously, it was 0 of 10, like you said, and I mean, just sticking with it, putting in the work, just trusting myself is a big thing.
Other questions for student athletes? Jane, second row.
David Hale with ESPN. Cooper, I guess first off, how's your eye? And secondly, it seemed like particularly in the first half, very physical first half, and you guys got to the line a lot. Was that part of the strategic game plan coming in to try and get to the line and make some points there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all good. My eye feels pretty good right now. But I think, just getting downhill, getting in the paint is when good things happen all around. So whether it's kicking out for threes or, like you said, getting fouled. So that's definitely something that we emphasize going into every game, just getting in the paint, trying to make plays.
Jaden in the front row up here.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Cooper, you went up against your old high school teammate, Robert Wright. He was guarding you a couple of times coming up the court. What was that like to see your old buddy?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a cool moment, cool experience, spending a year together, winning high school national championship together, going undefeated last year. It was just really cool to see him on this stage and see how well he's doing. Just a great experience.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, gentlemen, you're excused. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Good luck in Newark. All right, let's go front row, Cooper, and then we'll go back there.
Royal High, the Juice Network. Coach Scheyer, going in right before halftime, I believe you guys were up 17. You made the infamous Duke run where you pretty much put your foot on the gas. What was the message going into halftime, not letting your foot off the gas, trying to keep that lead going into the second half?
Well, it's a position you want to be in, obviously, where you have a lead. But for us, we've been in that enough where we've had an 18-point lead against Notre Dame with a few minutes to go away. We were just up 21.5 against Carolina, in the ACC tournament. So for us, because you get one season with this group, you try to use the experiences we've had, and I'll reference it. Like I reference those games at halftime, and just to make sure we know how precious it is. And I thought our guys did a good job. Probably gave up too many second chance points and opportunities in the second half, but overall, I thought we just did a great job weathering the storm and staying with it.
Okay, we can go on the fifth row over there, and then we'll come over here.
Chip Patterson, CBS Sports. A lot of conversation about roster construction in terms of talent and fit. I was curious about the way the personalities of this team fit together. What were you expecting when you got the team together? And then what have you seen, especially here in the tournament?
Well, I think it's gone even better than we could have imagined in terms of the personalities. We really tried to identify guys in the transfer portal that understood it wasn't going to be about them scoring all the points or shooting all the shots, but it was about the fit. And with the fit, they could be really successful, as well. And so Malik, Mason, Sion, they're so unselfish. They're mature. I think, having 6 freshmen is great to see. Mason and Sion, every day they have a routine they do. They're pros. So to see them with how they operate, how they go about their business, I think is important for the young guys. And then, Malik is just the ultimate team guy. And obviously, we want him to play, but even still, he's cheering everybody on. And so I think that's a big thing, just the understanding that it's not about shots and points, and it's about the fit and being part of a winning team.
Okay, Jaden, front row, you had a question, right?
Brett Friedlander, Saturday Down South. John, as a guy who, as we have documented here today, that you've made a few three-pointers. Do you have a feel for what it's like to be on a heater the way Tyrese is on right now? And then the other thing is, did you have a chance to say anything to Jerm in the handshake line?
Yeah, well, one, just with Jeremy, I told him I love him, in the handshake line. And, I said this the other day, but we'll look back on his 4 years at Duke as such a key moment. I think selfishly for me, I feel that way because of the transition. He was the only returning player to come back when I took over, and that meant a lot. And I've been through a lot with him. It was strange seeing him in green. I had to do a double take today, even though I knew he wasn't on our team. But told him I love him. That's all I said to him. And then with Tyrese, I think the cool part is somebody asked him the question of how he went 0 for 10 in the first 2 ACC games. And so just to have that toughness about him, I think he's at 6, 6, and 7 the last 3 games. So it's actually, you asked me about my shooting days. I think I couldn't make a shot my first 2 tournament games my senior year. And then finally against Purdue, I got a few to go down. But really proud of him for his work ethic and his disciplined shooting.
Okay, Jaden, fourth row in the black, and then you're going to go fifth row.
Coach, it took a few minutes for Kaman and Pat to get going in this game. Can you talk about the lift, though, that Pat gave you in the first half and a little bit about his competitiveness? It seems like he has sort of a sly grin that gets under an opponent's skin. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he's sly grin is a good way to put it. You know, Pat is he's a quiet competitor. You know, he's got great feel. There's not really any moment that's too big for him. He's really, really smart. And he understands the game well, but he's physical and competitive. And for us to have two freshman big guys playing in a round of 32 game to go to a Sweet 16 against a great player in Omir, and just to have the physicality, I think that's the hardest part, to be physical without fouling. And Pat came in, he made 6 free throws. He played good defense. You trust him with the ball. He's just been such a solid guy for us, and I'm really proud of him for what he's done.
Okay, fifth row, Jaden.
Yeah, Dan Wilkin, USA Today. John, you've had a lot of great prospects at Duke who showed what they could do relatively quickly. You know, with Tyrese as a coach, how do you handle when somebody, you know, their first couple years maybe doesn't live up to the expectations and all the things that go with that, especially in this era?
Well, I think it's what I'm most proud of, or as proud as anything, with the journey Tyrese and I have been on, because it's harder to go through those journeys now, you know, and you know, Tyrese. You know, I took over in April, and Tyrese and I had a call May 31st to come a year early, and sorry. I think we knew there'd be some rough patches, you know, reclassifying, but there were his first year. But he had some big-time moments. Like, he came on strong down the stretch, and he could have made a decision to even go pro after his freshman year, a year early. And I think he and his family, his, you know, mom and dad, they had such maturity to understand it's more important to be ready than just be drafted. And so he doubles down, comes back, huge expectations, and me and Tyrese both would say his sophomore year didn't go the way we wanted. And I think that's where it's easy to split. And I was not in a convincing mode, I think, after that season. I was just matter of fact, where I saw it for him and the opportunity, and just we had honest conversations like we always do. But I think the difference is for a guy in that position to take it, as opposed to making excuses or running away from it. I think that's the special part. And so for this to happen for Tyrese, you know, to be, you know, hitting 7 threes and to be our key guy and all that after going through all these moments, like if I'm an NBA team, I'm going after him, because you have to handle adversity. And I think that speaks a lot to his character, and then obviously our relationship. You know, and I think in this era, you guys cover this, you understand the challenges and NIL and transfer portal and all that. It's still to have the relationships you can build with a guy for 3 years and go through a lot. And I'm obviously really proud of him.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's all the time we have, and we have Duke in the holding area.
Okay.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.